I am so happy to be with you on Cloud Record Music Podcast and YouTube channel. I'm a big fan of this entertainer. It gives me great pleasure to spotlight my special guest. She is talented and gifted, the Caribbean queen herself, Lay the Flame, aka The Flame. This is a conversation you don't want to miss. Don't go anywhere. And now, a Cloud Record Music Spotlight. People say big things come in small packages, and that couldn't be more true when it referred to The Flame, aka Lady Flame, Marjorie Reed. The Flame is not just a singer and DJ, but also a writer, composer, musician, and performer. The Flame is originally from Washington, D.C., where she is stationed with Jamaican heritage. The Flame has captivated the hearts, ears, and minds of many people. The versatile and talented The Flame has performed with major artists. She received numerous awards for Best Female Performer from the DC Annual Reggae Music Award. She has been awarded for Best Gospel Artist, the Best Gospel Album for 2019 from the WAMI Award, and she also was nominated for Best Gospel Song of 2019 in Jamaica IRA Award. In 2003, The Flame has been nominated for Female Artist of the Year by the Sterling Gospel Awards. She has many released singles been played globally. The Flame is a multi-talented artist in many different genres of music, such as gospel, reggae, hip-hop, R&B, rap, and soul, just to name a few. The Flame is determined and destined to succeed. So watch out, world. Prepare to be thrilled and amazed. Here comes The Flame. Now I'm excited to have this captivating conversation with the talented The Flame, who is joining us from our home in Maryland. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am so excited about this guest. I have been listening to her music, and she is the Caribbean queen, Lady Flame, aka The Flame.
Yes.
Welcome to Cloud Record Music Podcast. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
Listen, I'm over the moons, to be true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just real excited. I've been listening to your music on Favor Zone. That's how come I've heard of you. And of course, you know, all the advertisements you do, you just have a very unique voice, you know. And to start on this conversation, ladies and I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy this segment because you're going to get to hear some of our music. But that name, it's a stage name, I presume, right? But who came up with that name?
Yeah, well, I mean, first I'm known as Lady Flame. So was given to me within school because of, like you said before, my style of music and how I sound and how I come off. And the flame is just like, I guess you can say it's like an alter ego of mine. So when we did a small transition as far as like saying we want to do a little reinvention, that's when we decided to come out with The Flame. But I have supporters with both names. So to date, we have put them together, and now I go by Lady The Flame. I still go by both because people are gonna call you what they're used to, you know. But as far as us releasing music and stuff, it's Lady The Flame. So we just decided to incorporate them both together so that futurely all my music can be under one name. So, you know, because, you know, in the industry, they identify it as two different artists, although it's one person.
Yes. You know, so, wow. So, you know, I know you live in Maryland. Are you from Jamaica, or is your parents from Jamaica?
Right. So my parents are from Jamaica. My entire family, actually. Just those my age and come down, our generations, are considered the foreigners. But yeah, as you can see and probably tell, I'm very culture oriented, even more than my parents.
Because
way more than them.
I'm telling you, I thought you were Jamaican. Your
Yeah.
accent, and
Well,
even the way
it's in my blood either way. It's in my blood. I was just born here in the US, but it's in my blood. So
All right, so here's the because sometimes I listen to some of your song, I'm like, okay, she sing different genre of music. Are
right,
you are
right.
you considered like a gospel singer, or want to be boxing with just one title?
No, I don't I mean, put it this way, I don't consider myself to be in a box. So, I consider myself to be a musician, period. Meaning that any style of music, any form of music, I can articulate something, I can create something. It's all about the messages. And there'll be people, it's just like serving food, there's gonna be tastes that you like and things that you like, things I like. It's just my job as the cook to make sure
Mhm.
everybody, eats. So,
Yeah.
that's the way I look at it. So I don't, and then at the same time, I don't consider my gifts and talents come from God, and God, you cannot put God in no little small box or one corner. So, you know what I mean?
Right.
I venture out into different genres of music,
Hmm.
bring messages, the same positive messages. It just might have a different flavor, a different sound, but it
Hmm.
reaches those who are comfortable or used to those sounds. It reaches them. So.
Yeah. Wow. There's a song, just ladies and gentlemen, and that's what I was saying. Hoping that this summer we can get this done, but I'm trying to put together
Mhm.
jazz and Caribbean infusion, which I want the flame to be part of.
Mhm.
So she's
Uh-huh.
right, and when I listen to her, I have to say though, I don't know if it's a Jamaican vibe thing, but the energy that comes from your music, it just
Mhm.
really is so beautiful, right? And you have an
Oh, thank you so
amazing
much.
voice.
Thank
You
you.
do.
Thank
You have
you.
an amazing voice. How long have you been trying to break through big time in this business? I know you're known, but I mean, when I say, like
Right.
internationally.
Right. It's been over 20 years, so I'm well seasoned, and I feel like the big breakthrough is near. You know what I mean? It's great to start as an underground artist because you're building as you go up. So
Yeah.
that makes like when all the dots connect, it's really, really flare up the place. So I mean, and it's humble beginnings at the same time, and you have to enjoy the journey. You learn a lot so that when you do reach there, you're equipped. So but I've
Yeah.
been in it for a while, yeah. Although I tell people
Wow.
I'm still going by the age of 19, but yeah, I've been there for a while.
She's also very fly because I noticed those nails. Are those yellow?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's like a highlighter green. Like it's funny. It stands out just like when you highlight something, it stands out. So everywhere I go, I get compliments from both men and women. You know what I mean? But because it catches your eye. So I love things like that.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Now, tell us about your latest single with the Our Favorite Zone production.
Hmm.
Suddenly, and the one I have to tell you, I listen to this song in the morning. I get up between 3:30 and 4 to do my
Hmm.
my meditation. I don't know why the Lord wake me up so early in the morning, but this is
Hmm.
my body's on this clock. And I do certain worship, and that's one of the songs. It just, I mean, I like the whole album, but that song,
Yeah.
and
Who
there's
could
a
it
couple
be? Yeah.
others. Yeah, who could it
Yeah.
be? Now, did you
Yeah.
come up with the lyrics?
Yeah, I write the majority of my songs, except when I'm working on projects with producers. Sometimes they come to me with their own material, and I'll
Right.
just be the vessel for it. But majority of my songs I write. So who could it be? It's pretty much I would think like a testimony that we all go through. And again, like I mentioned before, I just like to put messages out there and songs that are relatable, and at the same time real. That's reality. There's a lot of other material out there that is fantasy world and fantasy land, and I just
Mm-hmm.
believe sometimes we have to come back to reality sometime, and what I mean, deal with what we have in real life. So who could it be is a very favorite of mine actually, because
I love it.
it yes, is a very favorite of mine because it
Mm.
is a testimony. When you're going through things and you feel it's our everyday fight sometimes spiritually that we go through, because because, we're coming from a dark place or coming from, the worst and become better. And sometimes the dark want to draw you in or remind you, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
it's just to know that, to focus on the light and to know that you've been rescued and to know who came through for you, which of course would be God, the Almighty One. So that's what the song is about. That's all. It's like, who could it be, but
I
the
love
soon
it.
coming King. Yes.
Now, let me ask you because I don't remember if I saw it. Do you have a video to that song?
No, not yet, not yet, not yet.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give all of you a treat, and you're going to get to listen to about, I say, a minute of the song. And you know why I worship 3 in the morning. Not only does it wake me up, but it brings me in the mood of just like, it reminds me, who could it be but God himself?
Yes.
So we're right back after this.
Who could it be but the soon coming King? Who could it be? He rescued me. The shackles are broken. He set me free. When I was down and felt all alone, His grace and mercy and His love was shown. When I felt hopeless, God made me His own, and He set me free. Who could it be?
I told you it was fantastic. Didn't I tell you what that means? You have to go and download it right now.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It's just a fabulous song that just gets you going and remind you, we achieve what we achieve because of who He is. Who could it be? Beautiful. Now you have some other songs that I really, really love, and want to make sure. Is it "Don't Worry"? Not this. Not worry. Ain't you worry? How do I pronounce
not worry. I not worry. I not worry. Yes.
Yeah, I love that, and also God answer prayers. I mean, all of your songs are good, but I'm just throwing out the ones that I really, really enjoy, and you can, it's worship. You can dance, you can praise the Lord. And what I like about your song, it takes me out of my little comfort chair in the morning and have me up and just praising the Lord. It just energizes you. So I bet it's from the Jamaican vibe that you get from your family.
Yeah.
It's fantastic because all your songs are so positive and so energizing. And I always like to ask this to artists because, we all have some dark moments sometime we get down and depressed, especially if we're working hard and, things are not going the way we like them. Is there any type of music or artist that you like to listen to that brings you back to this place of hope? All your music is hopeful, but is there anyone that you listen to?
There's many. It depends on, I guess, the mood or what you're dealing with. If we're listening to reggae, of course, I like to listen to cultural music, even some Bob Marley and stuff like that, that style of flavor. You know what I mean? If it's gospel music, it can be anyone because they're so tremendous with how many artists is out there. I like Tasha a lot, Tasha Cobbs. So, it's so many talented and gifted artists out there. I guess it would just depend on the moods, but a lot of times, like, I guess I don't have the time to really be like, when I'm in a funk or whatever, I have so much projects to deal with and so much music. So that's where I pour out, my whatever, if it's frustration or whatever, that's where I pour out my emotions into. Music, I always say, is like, I guess people, you can say they use different things, whether it's cigarettes or different chewing gum or something. But for me, music definitely is my go-to. So, that's where I release a lot of stress and, talk about a lot of things, get a lot of things off my mind and, definitely start conversations and, just that's talk about things that people might want to say and don't know how to say it or can't say it. So, that definitely is what I use as music.
Wow, that is so good. Now, you're obviously a woman of great faith because your lyrics speaks to that, in my opinion. When I listen to your lyrics, I feel like this is someone who has a real deep connection with God.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how long it took you to get to that place. I know I wasn't always that close for me. I am now, but it wasn't just like happen overnight. So
Right.
how has your faith helped you through, moments, you have very good moments, but also challenging moments? Like how does your faith, help you through those times when it gets to be difficult?
Yeah. So things, it can be challenging, and like I said again, I'm so connected to music and my gift that that's where I channel everything. Even when I'm struggling, I run to music and I pour out into that. I have conversations with God through music because that's the very same gift and talent He has given me anyway. So I guess it's hard, and a lot of people, some people, not everybody can sing. So some they decide to conversate, or I pray a lot too as well, because prayer is power. And but again, that's just my personal connection. A lot of times I use my gift. I just I'm singing to God. I and that's where a lot of the songs come out of too as well. And the messages and the melodies and everything will be downloaded in me, and I just go with that and try to put that out into the world. But a lot. I would say, just like how you would call up your best friend, or your sister, brother, whoever that you like talking to. I would just say, that's how you need to have a relationship with God. Like every time, just like, God, I'm gonna feel about this, and I, people might think you crazy because they know, they can't see nobody there, but you know what I mean? It's just like, it helps. It really helps. So, and that's what I do throughout the day. A lot of times prayer don't really mean all the time. Prayer to me means conversation with God. So it's not all the time like eyes closed on your knees. You know what I mean?
Knees, right.
That's when you're in that environment, that type of environment, and you can do that. But there's gonna be times where you're out in public, or you're amongst, or you're right in the crisis, or whatever it might be. That don't mean you can't communicate with God. You can communicate with Him at any time.
And anywhere, so, yes.
Definitely. So that's what I just do. I just conversate. If I'm frustrated, I'm like, God, So
that's why your songs are so powerful, because it's any circumstances, any any emotion, or any place. It inspires you. Your inspiration comes from everywhere. Which is God, because He gave us all these things around us, right?
Exactly.
And what you're doing is, whatever space He have you in, you're putting it in words in your music. That's powerful.
Yes, definitely.
Wow. Yeah, I can see why you're going to make it big, because your music is going to connect. It connects to people. It connects to their whatever emotion they're going through, whatever experience you're going through. And our experience with God varies. Let's be honest. Sometimes we question Him. Sometimes we're not sure, where we're going, or even is with us. And so I like it when you said, your music is real, because so many of us pretend like everything is good just because we're Christians, and we know that is not true. Right. So I love it. It's fantastic. Yeah. Now do you have an album out there as well? I know of many of your singles, but do you have an album out there? What is the name of that album?
I have many albums. The last gospel album we released was last year, June. It's entitled Inner Worship. And so please do that one if you haven't. That's actually my second album I've ever dropped. It's entitled Inner Worship. We'll be dropping another one this year as well. I kind of like to, it's so much material. So, we want to get them out there. So last year we kind of like split up the huge project that we had, and that's like part one. So Inner Worship, and then this year we'll be dropping Highest Praise, which is the second part of the whole project. Inner Worship have included favorites that's out there that were already singles but weren't on any album or anything, such as Still the Prior with Glamour Wayne, and Have Mercy, which is another favorite. It's a whole lot on there of songs that people, like to listen to.
Yeah.
It's maybe two or three, maybe three new ones that aren't singles already. And what we did with the ones that were already out there, like for instance, Still and Have Mercy, we upgraded the production on it, you know what I mean? And put like, for Still, we put like live orchestral, music behind it. And for Have Mercy, we put like live drums, because those two songs, I call them like my COVID songs. So they came out during, they came out. Yes. So, during that time, you couldn't really get, in the studio and get live music made. So we had to, do our best with computerized music. And, so once everything opened back up and we said, all right, we're going to put it on the album now, we're definitely going to, upgrade the sound. And that's what we did. And I love it. So.
Wow. By the way, I have quite a few of her music on the links below. So check them out. Make sure you download it and support her. And all the music that you just mentioned. I think if you put The Flame, everything should come up, right? She's very popular on the website.
Yeah. So especially for Inner Worship, that one is under the name The Flame. So if you put it in, it'll come up. The very first album, since you mentioned album, is God Answers Prayers album. That was my very first album. So God Answers Prayers is on that album, along with other songs, compilations with Second Chance, Jabez, many favorites on that album. Many people don't even recognize that a lot of the songs that they love is on that album, like it's on the album. So, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm like, get the album so that you can have the songs, especially when we drop the third gospel album this year, which is entitled Highest Praise. We're taking it to like a whole nother level.
Oh, wow.
And, this is incorporating, like gospel on another level, like, if you want to say American style of gospel and, taking it to a whole nother level. So I'm definitely excited about that. So it's the international side. Yeah, the international side.
And I'm assuming that all your music are in all the music platforms. So whenever people listen to, they just have to put your name in there and your YouTube channel. What is your YouTube channel? What is
so my YouTube channel is it's Lady Flame RP. That's all one word. LADY F as in Frank, LAM as in Mary, ERP. So Lady Flame RP, and that's actually my handle on all social media networks. So please follow me on TikTok, Instagram, especially, anywhere, Facebook. That's what it is, Lady Flame RP. So definitely follow the YouTube channel. That's important as well. So.
Okay, well, I'm not on Facebook, but I'm on everything else, and I'll make sure I follow you.
Okay.
I'm just the audience. All of her links is below as well. All of her social links. So please go down, click on, follow her, subscribe to her YouTube channel, and most importantly, download her music and help her get this international, gospel. Well, she's not really gospel. She is like, she's a great singer. She's a great performer. That's it. So I want to ask you this, do you have some secret dreams that now I'm asking you to share with us? I'll share with the audience, from around the world when they listen to this podcast.
Well, I don't really have no secret dreams, really. Other than like, I see myself actually, really big, really doing big things, which is always, I'm a giver. So, a lot of people know that about me. I see myself making some big changes. I know it'll take some time to get there. And I just see myself on like every platform. Like, I tell people, the way I look at it is like, if you say, if you armored up, and because God is everywhere. God, God is everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I go everywhere, and I don't make the environment change me. I change the environment.
All right. Praise God. Yes. I love it.
So I go everywhere. And I love that because it also opens up that connection, and people can see God in you. And even if it's making them curious or inquisitive to want to try them for themselves, and to know that God loves you too. Not because you're in a dark place, you're in a bad place or whatever compared to others. God can draw you out too. So just to be that little twinkle, that little twinkle,
Yes.
a little light or whatever in a dark space for anybody. I'm happy to do that part. Just my little part as far as that. So I go everywhere, connect with people. I love people. I love connecting with them. I don't call them fans. I call them supporters. And
Right.
I just like going and connecting with them. Let them know that I'm a regular person like you, but God choose me to do this, and this is what I do. And just make somebody feel a little bit better. Build their faith a little bit more. Encourage them. Because this life is tough. This world is tough. And we have to stop breaking each other down. We need to start learning how to build each other up, especially, utilize love. Love is an action word, not just talking it. You gotta do it.
You gotta do it, folks. Yes. Oh, wow. That is, you have such an amazing spirit.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you.
You do. First of all, it's so welcoming. And it's actually, it's seen in your music. Mm-hmm. Right? You can see that your spirit is a pure one, and one that everyone from all walks of life will embrace.
Right.
And as somebody who, and it's funny because I started this business during the COVID. I didn't even know why the Lord told me to do it, because I had to learn everything I didn't know about music, because unlike you, this is all new for me. Yeah. And I didn't realize it was going to take this long, so, you put a lot into this, and it doesn't happen as fast. But I also think that there's a process of growth, right?
Oh, yeah.
And maturity that God takes us through. But with your spirit, I do believe, as I'm speaking to you right now, that God is going to take your music and you to places that you have not even dreamed of.
Yes.
So
I believe that too.
Oh, yeah. So I would say to you what I say to my son, stay the way you are in the spirit that you're operating in.
Yes.
And God now would just have just any door open, but he'll have the right doors open for you.
Yes.
The one that the word said that no man can shut.
Right. Yeah.
And your name will be known all over the world, because you are the light. The music brings joy. And the message of Jesus Christ, right, will bring, because that's why we're the light. And so this is how I see this happening for you as I'm talking to you. And so I'm looking forward to seeing great things coming from
definitely.
The Caribbean queen, even though she wasn't born in Jamaica, but she's still a Caribbean queen. The flame, Lady Flame.
I tell everybody already. It's too late to say otherwise. I claim that's my country of origin. That's definitely where my forefathers and my parents come from. It's in my blood. It's two Jamaican people of me. So it's just that the soil or the land that I was born on is American. I embrace America too, because guess what?
Yes.
Here's the good thing about that now.
Wow.
I can always be international. I can flip. I can be totally cultural, or I can be totally proper. I can flip. So, so it's just special. I mean, I embrace it. It's something special to know both worlds. It's just like I tell people in life, when you do better and you reach higher heights, don't forget where you're coming from, because sometimes we are the bridges, between the gaps. So if you're called to be, somebody that, whether it's a preacher, pastor, or whatever, you're like a bridge between the gaps. You know what I mean? So it's like you're in between both worlds, and you want to be able to can help your brother or your sister. You know what I mean? To communicate with them. Don't just leave them there to try to figure it out, or turn your back on them. And it's not the time for that. God loves us, and a matter of fact, He prefers, or He came especially for those that are sinners and those that don't know Him. So, at the same time, I have to say, I relate with them. I've been there before. You can't
Oh,
really put no
yes.
shame in your game.
No, no,
You know,
no,
some people,
no,
yeah,
no.
some people act like, hey, they are perfect and them forget about who they was, 10, 20 years ago. They
How
forgot,
about 2 years ago? Yes, how about
Yes, they
yesterday?
forgot. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not to remember per se to say that is who you are now, but it's to remember where you're coming from. So when you're supposed to be able to recognize somebody's hurt or pain and say, I know how that feels, or I've been there before. And you can speak to that. You know what I mean? And show them how you got out. That's what we're supposed to do, We're supposed to feed each other with information, which is
Yeah.
more than gold. And so that's me. I just say that I always say this everywhere I go. People know I always preach love, or I always state love, because love, I feel like, is well, we already know love covers a multitude of sin. God loves, you know what
Yes.
I mean? His love is unconditional. It's love why he do what he do for us. It's love. It's because him love, because trust me, we are wicked sometimes, more
Oh,
than
yes. Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's love why he's merciful, why he blesses us, why he grants us life and all these different things. And it's his love. And I believe if you're gonna follow him, you have to follow what he does. You got to be loving. You have to love one another.
You are so right. And you know what?
Yes.
That is why, again, your music is so powerful, because the message it's always a message, and
Yes.
it's one that leads us back to the source. And so I am just absolutely grateful. Again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go and download Lady Flame, The Flame, whatever.
Yes.
Go, as a matter of fact, go to her YouTube channel and subscribe and follow her, right? Just follow her on all platforms, wherever she's
performing. Follow me everywhere, guys. Everywhere, follow me.
And, and I make it so easy for you because all the links are below. And in addition to our links and her song, we also have the list of songs that Cloud Records put out. So check us out as well. And of course, if you are new to Cloud Record Music Podcast, subscribe and follow us and share. And Lady Flame, you just, I tell you, my heart is full. You come in here and you preach. Love it. I love it. So I'm just so grateful and thank you for just, joining us and sharing your love of your music. And you're such an inspirational person. And I'm genuinely, seriously, when I said I'm expecting to see you out there, you may be becoming the first Jamaican international gospel glass singer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you're gonna be right there with Bob Marley one day. How about that?
Thank you so much. I just want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. And you know what I mean? Just don't give up. Just keep pushing. And I mean, especially when it's laid upon your heart and you have a purpose. Just just try to keep focused. And I understand, trust me, I know there's a lot of fights left and right and this and that, but God placed you there in that position for a reason. So, guys, definitely support her and everything she's doing as well. My sisters, my queens, you know what I mean? I have to say, I have to call it out, you know what I mean? So definitely, we need to support each other, you know what I mean? Moving forward, definitely build up one another, you know what I mean, in what we're doing. So, God bless you and may God continue to keep you. Yes.
Thank you so much. And for the rest of you guys, I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. So peace. And remember, download the music. Thank you so much. Be blessed.
Download.
All right, everyone. Goodbye.
All right. Thank you.